Wargaming, where stupidity is not a bug, it is in fact a feature. I'm Brendan, and today I'm joined by
It's Scott.
it's Scott, and this is our weekly hobby stream. We're going to hang out, paint some minis. We're glad you're here. We need to do a couple little housekeeping things first. Now that I think about it, or not housekeeping, but little things I said I was going to do. There. Let's say if I can find my headphones. Right. We'll reuse the beats from last week because they worked good.
Some sick beats.
Yeah. Go back over to Discord. Because Discord's special and has to use other stuff. I don't know why, but it does. It's kind of annoying. All right, Scott. I've got you through my headphones. So now you can
Hooray!
let the
I mean,
speaker.
if Discord's being special, we can go back to the classic that is TeamSpeak, because that wasn't a piece of junk software.
Does it even still exist?
That is a great question. I have no idea.
So I know
It-
they recently got rid of. Oh shoot! What was the other one? Skype. Skype went away.
well, Skype got turned into Teams. That's like a little different.
I don't think so. I think Skype was technically a separate thing.
No, well, it got. Oh no, that got pushed into Link. That was it, because we use Link at work. Well, used. We've moved over to Teams now, and I think a lot of other companies are too.
I know Teams is pretty popular, like at the university in university settings.
Well, aside from software that may or may not be outdated, what the hell are you working on?
Well, based on our most recent poll, the people wanted to see Karanak and Fleshhounds get painted. So I'm gonna be working on that tonight. What about you, Scott?
I, well, I'm going to be honest. I saw that vote. I completely forgot that you had any amount of Chaos Demons, and I was like, what the hell is he doing?
You have actively played against my Chaos Demons.
Well, I ran out of my meds yesterday, so
But you've played them on stream, Scott.
I honestly, for the stream, I black out. I black out. Next thing I know, the stream's over. Someone's crying. Might be me. Who knows?
Traditionally.
Not actually for you guys. I care about you guys. Assuming there's people. I've decided to do the Kong thing for like I was inspired. Also, she literally brought the Kong to me, but
Oh, that's actually adorable. But for anyone joining, you will notice we do have an extra guest star today. Arya is live on PupCam, enjoying her
Popcam,
little Kong, and it is
Popcam.
adorable. I will
But
say,
yes,
she'll
so
finally watch the
I
stream.
am working on the last of the stuff that I need for Lord of the Rings. So I'm working on my Easterlings. There you go, little girl. Working on the last of my Easterlings and Gothmog and Witch King on foot. And depending on how long that goes, I will start building the last terrain that I have. Because I have like 2 boxes of terrain that I got on sale that I still need to like slap together.
Oh
Because they've just
boy.
kind of been taunting me in the closet. In ye old box of shame.
I will say, this particular stream has been a great way. I should also post that we're live on the Discord.
You should post that we're live on the Discord thing.
This stream has been a great way to get through backlogs. I won't lie. I have gotten through so much stuff that's been sitting on my desk forever. Thanks to the stream.
Yeah, good job, stream. Thanks, stream. Thanks, chat.
Without you guys, these models would all be unpainted. So we'll go do that real quick.
Let's see. All right, we need a bronze color. What do we use for bronze? Probably Runelord brass is probably a good Easterling bronze.
Where's my announcements?
Hooray!
Why are we hurrying?
I heard a notification. I'm assuming that was you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Tristan did
Yeah.
also post something in the general chat, so that it could be him.
Oh, I mean that's also fair. That's also fair. All right, all right. Well, Senor, how are you painting your peoples, your hellhounds, whatever the hell they're called,
Flesh hounds, first of all.
your fleshy boys?
Well, it's going to be a lot of contrast paints. Because unsurprisingly, or perhaps unsurprisingly, I should say, Flesh Terror looks great on corn demons.
I too am
Surprisingly.
using flesh terror for the Easterling cloaks, actually.
Are you too cursed when it comes to Flesh Terror?
No, this is actually I bought the flesh terrors for what did I actually buy these flesh terrors for? I already painted it, but I bought it recently, and I was like, oh, this worked really well for my Easterlings. All right, cool, let's paint them up.
Because I'm cursed. Every time I buy a new bottle of Flesh Terrors, something bad happens.
Oh, you're gonna have to explain that one.
So, the first time I bought it is when we had Augie for a little bit. I don't know how long, but we had Augie for a little bit, and he managed to get it off my desk and pop the lid at like 5 in the morning.
Oh, what a good boy!
And fun fact, Flesh Terror Red, when it's on the floor, looks like blood.
What a good boy!
And so I walked in and it looked like a massacre. Actually, I woke up to Danielle being like, "Wake up!" Like, what happened?
Wake up!
Oh, you got paint. And it's like, ah. And I was like, oh.
Oh God, my boy! Look how they massacred my boy. Oh no, that was just him being stupid. Got it.
Yep. So that was the first one. And I was like, well, crap, now I have to buy another bottle. So I went out and bought another bottle, which is this one. And then I proceeded to spill it one day.
Well, at least you didn't make it explode all over you. That's never happened before.
Nope, never happened to anyone I know or have
There's
met.
definitely not a paint splat on my hardwood floors from somebody doing that.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah. I
Makes me feel
mean,
better.
you know, it's it is easy enough to get out. Acrylics, you know, fun fact, acrylics usually come out with like a magic eraser or something. So if you guys ever get acrylics where you don't want acrylics, magic eraser. Not that we're sponsored, but we're open to it.
You know where it doesn't come out? Are you? Where are you going? Oh, she like followed her. She like
Doesn't
walked.
come out of Aria. Oh gosh.
It doesn't come out of clothes, I can tell you that. It does not come out of fabrics.
Ah,
Fun fact.
I think of that. That's like you have to hit it with like some dish soap and cold water.
I am pretty sure my wife tried everything.
Well, nuts.
Long story short, hypothetically, if that was to have happened, that shirt does not exist anymore.
Well, that's a shame because then you would have had a good painting shirt for in this hypothetical where it could have happened again.
I guess that's true. I guess that's true.
I always have like I always try to keep one junk shirt somewhere just for such scenarios.
So that would be smart. However, Also, it only works if you're wearing it. And are you currently wearing it?
Well, I don't mean mini painting because I don't have bottles of paint explode on me.
Yet. Everything's unprecedented until it happens. That's what Captain Sully taught me.
I mean, I suppose that's fair. I suppose that's fair. But no, I'll use that for like yard work and stuff. Like when I got home from work before the rain showed up, I was chainsawing the demon shrub for my front yard.
Is that what they're calling it now?
Yes. It's almost gone. It's almost gone. Next time you come to the studio, it'll be non-existent. I'm hoping.
So on Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get it up by Monday. Is the thing.
Why? Can you say or?
Yes. So our local fire department. Okay, so I don't need to get it up by Monday, but it makes my life easier if I do. So our local fire department does a wood chipping program. So any kind of yard waste that you have, they'll twice a year. You just leave it at the you register. You leave it at the curb. They'll come. They'll wood chip it all down. They'll take it away, and then they'll use those wood chips for local trails.
I was gonna ask, did you register?
I still need to do that. I have until Friday to do that, but
Okay.
yeah, ours is Monday, so the clock is ticking, and I wish I didn't get called into work 3 times and have to charge 14 hours yesterday, and B, that it didn't seem to rain every time I try to do this.
Sounds like a personal problem.
A little bit. It is a little bit. You know, we're full of personal problems. You know what they say. You know, as they say.
Do they say that?
I'm sure somebody does. As they say, so it goes.
You
And by they, I
anxiety,
mean Kurt Vonnegut, but
you anxiety riddled great ape.
mhm.
For we are not monkeys, we are more closely related to the apes.
Well, fair. I will say, I don't know if you. I know you have some qualms with Mini Minuteman, but I don't know if you recently saw his takedown of a creationist textbook.
I'm sure it was glorious.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful, and he drank to deal. He drank a lot to deal. A lot of Futurama references. It was good. It was a good time.
I mean, I don't have anything against Mini Man. I'm just not. Every once in a while, he just rubs me the wrong way. So I guess it's more of an attitude thing than like a content thing.
Well, he is one of those Zoomers, I think, technically.
Well, he's definitely not old enough to be a millennial, so he's either a Zoomer or Gen Alpha, and I find Gen Alpha to be unlikely.
'Cause I think he's like 20, he's like early 20s, I think.
Yeah, he's got to be like 23, 24 by now, because when he started his channel, he was still in college. And
Okay,
his
that
partner, the
tracks. That
person,
tracks.
went to college late, so
Yeah, I think he said he's like 25 on one of his videos.
no track, no track.
Oh, track. Yeah, it tracks. It tracks.
Apparently, I've got my boss to start saying that.
Well, you know, it's a good phrase. It's a good phrase.
It works. It just
Um,
works.
it's not. It's pretty common at my workplace, but you know, most of my coworkers are army vets.
Well, see, that's the thing is because he told me that, and I was like, because he was Army intelligence, so I was like, I
Mhm.
always thought that was just an Army thing. He's like, I don't remember hearing it. I was like, I don't know then.
I don't know.
He's like, I knew tracking, but I never heard anyone say that tracks. And I was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's where I picked it up. All right,
I don't know. Maybe it's more of an infantry thing
probably
because, like, yeah, a lot of my coworkers are former infantry, so
that tracks.
yeah. Oh no, it's inescapable. It's unavoidable.
Oh.
There we go.
Uno momento, el por favor.
Oh, you okay over there?
Direct you back over there. Spent a lot of time getting this pup cam set up. No, why? Why would you do this?
Uh-oh, what happened to oh no, they left the pup cam.
Well, she like walked away, which in hindsight I should have known. She likes to do that sometimes with her peanut butter Kongs. But I was like, oh, I'll just put it back.
I would never abandon a peanut butter Kong like that.
Well, that's the thing. So I put it back, and she came over and then picked it up and walked back away. And I was like, well, that's a bit rude.
Oof,
You could have easily eaten it right there.
your girl's feeling sassy.
She's always sassy.
That's fair.
Corgis put the ass in his ass.
That is also accurate. There's a lot of ass. A lot of ass in that corgi.
Stream just immediately stops.
Hmm.
Yep. Man, we are like 30 minutes in, and I'm already kind of feeling tired. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I know it's a rainy day. There's something about a rainy day that just makes me want to lounge and chill.
What's funny is it really hasn't been like a rainy day. Like straight up, it was like perfectly fine outside until like what, an hour and a half ago.
Well, okay, so now it's raining. I get it was raining when I left work, but
Well, you also work outside the city,
that's true. That is true. That's true.
which based on the forecast, the like storm system I was tracking earlier as Danielle was coming home, uh, it was like a giant circle around the city. So that would actually make sense. Also, I don't know when you left.
Yeah, I left at like 3 today because I charged for 14 hours yesterday. I am currently between all the other call-ins, I'm currently 7 hours ahead of schedule.
Interesting.
So either I gotta take off early before the end of the pay period, or I get paid overtime. And considering the previously mentioned shrub that needs to die, we're going with the leave early.
It's fair. It's fair.
But with that Horus Heresy box coming out, maybe we should be going for that overtime.
True. 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 True.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the store tomorrow, and Sean and I are going to get a game in. We're going to learn before we teach.
Oh.
So if you want to go to the store tomorrow, hang out.
I have to work tomorrow night.
Sad, sad.
Oh, which literally just reminded me I needed to reply to an email that I got before the stream started, and I totally forgot to do so. But it's okay. It can wait. The fact that they emailed me after work hours means I'm not going to respond. I'm not too worried about not responding quickly.
hmm Sounds like a not right now problem.
A little bit. A little bit.
Sounds like maybe late. Oh no!
I heard something move. I don't know what just happened on Scott's end.
One of
But
the
that's what I
one of
heard.
the Easterlings fell off the table. Luckily, they are the old metal models, so they're pretty sturdy until they're not.
Until it just shatters dramatically.
No, until like
Overload.
one of these pole arms break, in which case after that it's a pain in the butt to fix them.
Do you not pin them?
You mean like replace the pole arm with a pin?
Sure.
Because all these Easterlings are single piece sculpts.
Uh, I see now.
Yeah, no, I got the made last time these ones went to made to order because these are like the old sculpts too. They have a new sculpt of like plastic and everything.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's like a weird mix of weapons that aren't super good for the Easterlings. Because Easterlings are very good with pike formations, and
Mm-hmm.
their rules, well, at least like the basic Easterlings have rules for pike formations. And the metal box was all pikes with enough guys for like a front line of sword and board, right?
Mm-hmm.
The new box does not have enough pikes to do that. So as soon as this went on made to order, I was like, yoink, that's mine now.
Fair, 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 fair.
Yeah, because I actually have not gone to use them yet. I think we did like there was a couple like tryout games for the last edition of Middle Earth, and I think something else came up, and I haven't been able to play since, and I haven't been able to play since I got my Easterlings, so I'm excited to try them out.
I mean, that kind of tracks. Like, we had a. I don't even know what it came up. We don't have like a community around it at the store or anything, so it's not like you can just like hop in the group and get something scheduled.
Yeah, there was a couple people that wanted to play it, but I think they all feel the same thing. It's one of those things where people just need to talk to each other. I'm assuming where the community exists, they just don't know the community exists.
Fair, 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 fair.
Hmm.
I mean, what you could do is try and see if our store owner will put it up on his little calendar.
Oh, that's true.
Just see if anyone shows up. Bring two armies, and then bring like a 40k army. In worst case scenario, you can play like 40k or AOS or something. And if that doesn't work out, well, or if it does work out, hey, you can play Miller Strategy Battles.
Yeah, because I think Justin plays it, or maybe somebody plays it at the store.
I have no idea to be honest
I
with you. I wouldn't be surprised if Jared did. That actually kind of seems like a very something about
actually
that
I
seems like a Jared game to me.
think he does. Maybe I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure Jeff has mentioned it a couple times whenever we talk about it, but I can't remember either.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll get games in eventually because I would like to try it. I also definitely want to do a siege at some point, but I haven't looked at what the new siege rules look like.
Vaguely curious
I
how that even
do.
works.
Um, at least for the last edition, it was interesting. So pretty much like getting if you're doing a siege, the attacker gets like X amount of extra points for things like siege ladders and battering rams and siege towers and stuff. So you can get a bunch of different siege equipment to try to scale the wall and everything. Um, no, it was neat. It seemed real neat.
Seems like
I
it's
didn't
gonna
get a
be
chance to play it.
kind of
Hmm?
seems like it needs a lot of terrain though.
Well, it needs a castle.
That's a lot of terrain though.
I mean that's fair, but it's kind of hard to have a siege without a castle or some kind of
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
fortified
saying.
position.
I just don't think
Which
anyone
you
has
know,
a. I don't know how many people have an old gray skull just sitting around. You know what I mean?
our store has castle walls.
I guess that's true. That's true.
Yeah, yeah. Because originally I was thinking before, because Middle Earth Strategy Battles was one of the first things that we proposed, if I remember correctly, for Saturday side quest,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just going to borrow the castle from the store. However, comma, then the new edition came out. It's like, okay, let's just punt for a little bit.
True. It was definitely on the list of like possibility stuff. I think we had it relatively high because it was. You know what? Okay, real quick, just because I keep forgetting to bring it up whenever we have those meetings.
Hmm, hmm.
We can do boarding actions too.
I don't know if we can.
What do you mean?
I think I mean, skirmish. So you weren't there for the. You weren't there in person for the Fallout game.
Mm-hmm.
Skirmish games are a little bit harder to stream just because a lot of the action is more up close. And boarding actions make it that much more difficult because now there's literally a wall in front of everything.
I mean, I guess that's true.
Like, there's probably a way to do it. I don't know if we have the equipment to do it.
Fair. Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah, I think if we had a higher resolution overhead camera, like a big old DSLR, maybe. And there's probably a way we could like figure it out and everything. It's just difficult.
I never tell you what to do when life is difficult. Lemon, difficult.
What'd you call me?
You heard me. It's gonna make a
Oh,
West Wing joke, but you haven't seen that show. It's that
I have
woman.
not. That's more for Jonathan.
True. True. True.
It is his favorite activity, and by activity I mean show.
I think his favorite activity is going to be painting Tyranids.
Well, the people spoke. He put it up to a vote. Didn't think the people would vote for Tyranids. People voted for Tyranids, so he's going home for the not holidays, but he's going home for a week or two. He's going to go to a couple concerts or something, see the family. But he was going to bring his Tyranids with him.
I am surprised he didn't think that was going to happen.
I also am. I
So I'm
don't
tell you
know if
right
he
now,
realized that they are a fan favorite faction.
they 100% are, and our fans in particular, because they keep asking about it.
At least one of them does.
Our most dedicated Swedish friend. And to be fair, they are a very major faction that we have not had on the channel. And we've had GSC on the channel before them, which is moderately hilarious.
That is kind of funny, yeah, but that was because we had friend of the channel, Chris. Or, I mean, sorry, Tristan. I was talking to Chris earlier, my bad.
Side note, he changed his thing on Discord and it like threw me off. I was just like, who is that? Oh, I see now. Side note, when this is all over, I need to hunt down Chris and figure out exactly what we're doing for Sunday.
I thought you guys were going to do Guard versus Blood Ravens.
See,
I
I
thought
was
that's what
thinking
he.
AdMech.
Oh, no, that is the one that you proposed, yeah.
I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
Mm-hmm,
So we
mm-hmm.
can actually get stuff scheduled and such. In such.
Because I need to make thumbnails.
Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
also reminds me, I need to ask Sean what he's running for Saturday. Because I need to make thumbnails.
Yes, 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 yes. Also, I'm curious what GW is going to show off tomorrow.
Are they showing things off tomorrow? Is something happening tomorrow?
It is Black Templar preview week.
Oh.
But Black Templar and
Oh,
Grey Knights.
okay, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And considering that they showed off Grey Knight detachments today, Army Rule and detachments today, I'm assuming they're just alternating. So, I'm assuming tomorrow will be our day.
So what is the Grey Knight army rule looking like then?
It's mostly the same, but they don't have to come down in the next turn, from what I understand.
Okay.
So once they're like, they have the uppies, they can stay up there and come down whenever you want. I think most of the time you're
When they,
probably going to be dropping them pretty quickly, but
which no, it doesn't necessarily. Sometimes they don't have the opportune position, but okay. Because I think that's neat.
yeah.
It's very unique. And as I was talking about on Sunday, I like movement shenanigans. Movement shenanigans is what I enjoy about the game.
You don't say.
It's my preferred way to play.
To piggyback off that, I really like doing mechanized lists, so I'm really hoping they're going to show off the new mechanized attachment for Black Templars tomorrow.
That would be good. Little mixed arms or combined arms. That's the proper term.
They have confirmed that it gives you bonuses for disembarking.
What that bonus is anybody's guess.
Exactly.
Well, what's the equivalent for World Eaters?
Gore
Like, what's their
traps.
bonus for? Yeah.
They get lance when they disembark,
Ah, that's pretty nice.
which we may get, but due to our new valves rule, there's a chance we don't. So we kind of have a pseudo lance.
Oh, right, because what's your rule changed a bit, right?
So it changed. So it kind of changed. It changed a lot. Like every part of it changed, up to and including we don't get Oaths of Moment anymore. We
Okay.
just get Templar vows. So if you're
Which
using
is
any of your
weird because just Space Wolves have oaths.
yeah, I think
Maybe James Workshop is watching the stream and see that you just forget to use your oaths anyway. So
I mean it's a distinct possibility. But I also think Black Templars was the last one written, which I mean, obviously. And I think that
mhm.
kind of played into the fact that Augie's just over here licking the bed. That's nice, Augie. Good job, bud. Um, I think that's just part. I think that's a big part of it. Is Oath of Moments kind of became because they've been trying to balance the Space Marine chapters kind of via Oath of Moments for a while. Like they gave the
Mhm.
main chapters that big bonus, so I think this is kind of their proof of concept to being like, well, what if we just took away that and made the unique chapters just that a little bit more unique?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I suspect that's why we're getting it and no one else did. That's my assumption, which feels safe enough.
All right.
But
Well, how are you feeling about that change?
I am kind of neutral on it. I don't know if it's not an amazing change, right? Because like Oaths is pretty big, and losing that kind of hurts, especially for like ranged units, right? Because Oaths at least gave us some flexibility to where we weren't kind of solely locked into melee,
Mhm.
even though our detachment rules certainly wanted us to be, but just gave us that little extra bit of flexibility. So losing that kind of isn't great, but the exchange for it is we get let's see, what are a couple of the big ones? Like we can get army wide sticky on all of our infantry.
Which that's pretty nice.
It's pretty good, and it's going to be really good on like scouts
Mm-hmm.
because you can put them onto a center objective, sticky it, and then at the end of your opponent's fight phase, leave. Then you still get the points on those, and they get to come in out of strategic reserves in the next turn. So they are in a better position to do actions for you.
Fair.
Or
And also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
let's say you could also have them sitting on the back objective and do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're pretty good objective holders. Or backline objective holders.
Right. And I'll also say, like, I don't really think firepower shooting army when I think Black Templar, so.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, well, one, you can, so just in the last, 3 versions of the rules in the last 2 editions, GW kind of doesn't know what to do with Black Templars, because in 9th edition, we weren't, like, we had army-wide reroll advance and charges, right? Which got us into melee more consistently. We didn't have any bonuses once we were there.
Yeah.
A lot of our bonuses were out of access to that army-wide 5-up feel no pain. So for a while, we were kind of like the tough, more melee army.
Yeah, and it seems like they are trying to give you like other buffs that actually matter, and like, options that actually matter.
Well, the thing is, thematically, they don't know what to do because you have Blood Angels. They're the fast melee army, right? You have Space Wolves, who are also a melee army. And Dark Angels are kind of like a mixed army, right? That also have very good melee units. So it's like, well, how do you make Black Templar stand out compared to the other Divergent chapters? Because a lot of the Divergent chapters are like, we're Space Marines, but we focus on melee. So that's why I think their theme and identity wise, they're still trying to figure out exactly what that looks like, which is why the vows have changed so much.
Yeah, still make them a very flexible, hate-filled,
Yeah, the
melee
flexibility angle seems to be what they're going for, because that is kind of what they did in 9th. And now that we're getting our Codex in 10th, that's coming much more to the fore. Because if you didn't play Righteous Crusaders very often, like I didn't, you didn't really have that flexibility in the same way. But it also makes sense that that's going away just because, like, it made sense as a single detachment, but when you have multiple detachments, it's like, well, why would I take any other detachment when this one singular detachment can give me an army-wide feel no pain, an army-wide sustained, army-wide lethal, or some anti-psyker stuff. Not that anyone ever took those, but by default, that's always going to be the best attachment.
I forget, are the vows right now your army rule for the index, or are they a detachment rule?
They're detachment.
Okay. Well, I'm glad they're doing the thing of the Thousand Suns then, and then making it your army rule instead. Or I guess that'd be more Death Guard.
It's just more akin to the difference between the cult Marines and the non-cult Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Aggie.
Because you're
on Pop Cam.
You are a cult.
Okay, but all Space Marines have a cult, first of all. So listen. Second.
I mean, you kind of bring it to its extreme, huh?
We prefer the term New Age religion.
I don't.
There is a term they use to new religious movement. That's what it is.
Yeah, because when you say New Age religion, I'm thinking more like star signs and stuff.
True.
Some
is
some good old neo-paganism.
I can't say anything. The only thing I could say was a joke, and it would be insensitive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, I'm a bit mixed. Like I said, losing Oath is pretty big, but I do like most of the vows. I really like uh, army wide sticky on infantry. Just because that's just like always useful, especially for like me. And I know a lot of other Black Empire players where it's like, well, we're moving a lot, so like I don't necessarily want to have my melee unit babysitting an objective.
That's
Though,
fair, especially when your guys are a little bit more expensive.
yeah, well, it's like if I'm
You
running
don't
a
really have
20-man,
a cheap throwaway to keep back there.
yeah. You know, it's like, well, if I 20-man Crusader brick, I don't want to take the center objective and then just sit on it till it dies if I don't have to. So
Hmm
it just gives you a lot more utility. It's like, okay, well, now I can just throw that at something and not necessarily have to sit and babysit it. Situation depending, of course, as always. Um, and ironically, it does give a little bit more use to the drop pod.
Sorry, you broke up. A little bit more used to what now?
The drop pod.
Oh, yeah.
Because imagine if I drop. I was already kind of considering this anyway. But imagine if I drop a drop pod with Blade Guard and Judiciary in it, right? So it's going to come down 9 inches away from something, preferably on an objective, especially because I can do it turn one. It's a distinct
hmm
possibility. And then I can charge with them, right? But here's the
hmm
thing, it's a Blade Guard unit. I don't necessarily care if that charge succeeds. So, because Blade Guard versus Judiciary, nothing's going to charge them back, and they're decently tough. They're going to take more shooting than you would want. So,
Right.
one of two things will happen. I will make the charge, in which case, awesome. I have sticky objectives. I now still control that objective because the new drop pod does not have OC. Or I fail the charge. Okay, I failed the charge. I have dudes on it, so I control the objective. They're going to have to put a lot of shooting to get rid of it. So they do that. They kill it. I still control the objective, and they can't charge, or they can charge onto it with drop pod. But I still control the objective. They don't have anything situated to charge it. In
So
which case
hopefully at that
scenario,
point you can get a good early lead.
yeah, it's a good early primary thing. And if you want to be really cheeky, you could drop it with full 6-man Blade Guard and then another 3-man unit of Blade Guard as well, because they hold 12 now. Not that it matters anyway. Actually, you could hold. If it's still 10, you could fit it because it's only maybe 10 exactly. But still, you can leave it. And it's like, okay, well, now you got to deal with the other unit of Blade Guard on the other side. Like, I think that one has a lot of use. And a lot of people are poo pooing it because it's not a damage increase, but it's definitely a score increase.
Yeah, and that's just one of the options you can take, right? Or do you always have that
No,
the
that's one of the
sticky?
options. So you can do that. You can do a the other like good one, which is the other one you'd probably take most of the time, is if you are equal, if your strength is equal or less than their toughness, you get +1 to wound.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Knights are shaking in their boots.
And so a lot of times you're going to be taking that. You'll take that against almost anything because T4 is very common in this game.
Or is it less than or equal to, or just less than?
Less than or equal to.
Okay, that's pretty good.
A lot of people are kind of overreading that part, but it is absolutely in there. So you're wounding Space Marines on 3s. Augie's howling over something. But so yeah, you're wounding Space Marines on 3s. You're wounding stuff like Death Guard on 2s again, or not 2s, on 4s
hmm
again. So that's pretty
I was
big.
gonna say, where the hell are you getting twos?
Well, if the totally not gore track gives me Lance coming out of it,
Hmm?
start getting 2s and 3s on other stuff too. Though I do feel like because we have that like pseudo Lance, we might not get the Lance out of the charge just because of it. But I don't know that
Fair.
for sure yet.
Is that
Um,
also is that only on the charge, or is that just whenever you fight something that's toughness higher than your strength?
so okay, so the vow is, I think it's anytime you fight something, assume pure melee. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm like 99% sure it's only a melee.
Okay, well,
Um,
is it all the melee, or is it just the turn that you charge? I guess was my main question.
I'm fairly certain it is all the melee, whether you charge
Okay.
or get charged. Which also benefits the aforementioned blade guard. I might have to try that strategy actually. That might be the move.
And then we have the anti-bird vow.
Yep, which remains practically useless and no one will ever take it because it's just,
Because what? It's just reroll charges.
I think, yeah, it's like reroll. Is it reroll charge? Yeah, I think it's like reroll charge against Psyker and you get precision, which isn't bad. It would have been it would have been really good against pre-Codex Thousand Sons because you could just roll through their characters and chew them up. But now it's like, okay, well, precision is always nice to have, but it's not really necessary 99% of the time.
Hmm.
What else? What else? What else? Oh, what was the other one? There's one more. I might have to look at it here in a second once I get this guy completely covered. Yeah, 'cause there's one more, because there's four of them, as always. But yeah, they all work fairly differently from their detachment versions. I think that's why people are having such a strong negative reaction.
Hmm. Hmm.
And in some ways, they are a downgrade. I'm not going to argue they're not. But we do also have to wait and see how they interact with enhancements and the other detachments. It also doesn't help that the detachment they decided to show off is an ancient focused detachment, which is a lot
That's
of people like, why?
weird.
It's 100% like, oh, we're releasing a new ancient model, so here you go. Here's your reason to buy it. And it's like, well, if it was, as long as I was only going to buy it if the data sheet was good. So if the detachment's not good, I'm definitely not going to buy it. Though I will admit, the detachment does have some neat stuff in it that I might try it here and there. I don't think I'd ever seriously run it, but give it a shot. Because, like, it has one, if your ancient dies, you can spend a CP to try and bring him back on, like, a 4-up,
Okay.
which is fairly useful, even though the ancient itself is not. Um, what was it? I don't know. I can't remember its main rule off the top of my head. Let me get these feats and I'll actually double check it. We do also know that the Crusader Squad is getting a new rule because it's
Do we
losing.
know? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We have an idea. I can't remember if it was a detachment ability or one of the vows. It might have been a side ability of one of the vows, but it lets. Hold on, give me a second. There's an odd spot here. I need to focus. Um,
Focus.
it
Come
lets
on, be like
give.
orange juice.
It gives like their ability like an extra movement thing. So I think the current assumption is that their new ability is essentially the Berserker ability, or if they get shot, they get movement,
Oh, okay.
which isn't bad on Space Marines.
Nope. It's just in general a pretty good rule.
Long
That's
as
why
it
they had to
doesn't
nerf it.
long as it doesn't work the way it did in like third edition, I'll be happy.
Which is
In third edition, you had to move towards whatever shot it, which as soon as your opponent figures that out, they can use to their advantage.
I mean, that's how it works for the Berserkers, no?
I don't think they have to move towards it; they just get a move. Let me double check it.
That'd be towards the closest enemy.
Maybe. I could be wrong.
I think there's some direction in it. Is what I'm remembering though.
And I still don't think you're completely at the mercy of your opponent. Because what you used to be able to do was to just like put 2 units on opposite sides of a Black Templar unit, and then just keep shooting it from opposite sides so they can never actually move towards it. And they were consistently like ping ponging back and forth. Took away a lot of your movement controls, what I'm trying to say. Warhammer community. Scroll. Alright, let's see. Templar vows. +1 to wound, anti-psyker. Okay. The other vow is they are eligible to declare a charge in a turn in which they fell back. And then...
Well, that's always good.
It's not bad. It's very, like... I'm a bit iffy. Because, like, the number of things they're going to charge into that they can't kill on that first charge, and that isn't going to kill them back, isn't very big.
But still, it's like, well, if it's something that you can't kill on the initial charge, you can fall back and just recharge him to get that charge bonus of fight first.
True.
Yeah, I mean, like hell, they wouldn't. That was too strong of a rule. They didn't give it to. Didn't give it to who's what's its. Wow, Emperor's Children without having caveats to it.
See, it does also... It says this unit, so that applies to everyone. But the other one applies to just infantry, correct? Huh. All units get that, which is interesting. Anyway, it also has each time this unit makes a pile-in or consolidation move, it does not need to end that move closer to the closest enemy model, provided it ends that move as close as possible to the closest enemy unit. Which kind of feels like it's a very niche thing. Because how often is
yeah,
the
that
closest enemy
feels
model
niche.
not...
Also, did not. Yeah, I didn't realize that's how that worked. I guess in the first place.
Well, it's just like, how often is the closest enemy unit not also the closest enemy model? I don't understand what that actually does.
So I think what it's saying then is normally with the pile-in, you have to go to the closest enemy model. So they can like string somebody out, and you have to go for that closest person, right? But that allows you like, oh, I'm just going to consolidate into the back of this squad and get even more movement out of it, just to get the full 3 inches. Or I'm assuming there's probably some shenanigan way to give you a 6-inch consolidate.
Fair.
So yeah, it gives you the ability to get. It's a subtle thing. It's very subtle, but can be very strong, especially if you're trying to charge things off objectives. So it's a good way to, even if whatever you're charging is real stocky and survives, you can use that pile in and consolidate to get more OC onto the point.
Yeah, fair. I can definitely see I can see the use case, I think.
But it's definitely more of the part of like the subtle nuance of the melee phase.
Of which there are many.
Yes.
And admittedly, as someone who plays a lot of melee-oriented armies, often very ignorable.
Yeah, but if you're also melee oriented, like if you know everything, like front to back to front, you can really do some shenanigans with it.
You can. But it's also just like half the time, if you're setting everything up correctly, you don't really need to worry about it because you're probably going to kill whatever it is you're setting out to charge. So that's half the reason you're charging it. So it's kind of... Like I said, if you know what you're doing, you can absolutely pull something off, but it's not always strictly necessary. And also, if they're going to move us towards more of a Black Tide model, it's gonna give us a lot more options to charge something in with. So that one I don't think we're gonna see very often. I think you're gonna see accept any challenge, which gives you the +1 to wound. And I think you're gonna see uphold the honor, probably the two main ones.
Which one's uphold the honor again?
That's the one that gives you sticky, and
Oh,
it
got
also
it.
it gives you pseudo assault for actions.
Hmm.
So units that
Neat.
if says quote if the mission you are playing features actions, this unit is eligible to start to perform an action in a turn in which it advanced, which is actually pretty nice because if you're running like a Crusader squad with all chain swords, you can still advance and do actions.
Yeah. It gives you a lot of utility to do all the action secondaries.
Yeah, and actually with the new mission set, it gives you a lot more utility than most armies because they took away the uh, mission rule that let assault still do actions.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. I don't think you're gonna see it very often, but it's a thing. It's a thing to try. It's gonna be the thing that you forget you can do. Is what it is. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, I can do that. Let's see. Then
Well, here's
our
a that could be very interesting on bikes because they can then advance up, do actions on things, and you can't really stop them.
well, don't forget the bikes did lose their auto advance.
I mean, still they're moving fast,
Yeah,
and they can get a little bit that little extra movement.
I think in that case though, if you're planning to do that, right? Like if that vow is playing into your list building, you're gonna do drum pack intercessors instead because they get almost the same movement plus
Yeah.
their
Well,
infantry,
okay.
so they get sticky and they
But yeah,
tank
like
better.
same difference though. Like most lists contain some kind of just like action monkey unit that can
Yeah,
afford to just like go off to a side to do whatever actions you need to.
yeah,
Because a
and then
good, I don't know the percentage, but a good portion of the secondaries are action based.
yeah, and it gives you an extra reason to use like scouts,
Hmm.
so lets them do it as well. Actually, I guess so. It wouldn't work for bikes anyway because they're not infantry.
Oh,
Because
does
your
your stuff
bikes
only work for infantry?
for that specific one, yes, it specifies
Oh,
infantry.
okay.
Uh, so yeah, you're gonna see it with like jump pack intercessors and scouts will be a big one, I think. We did get a few updates to our restriction list.
Oh,
So, so as normal, we can't take any Space Marine Psychers. No change there. But we can no longer take the First Company Task Force detachment.
which one's that again? That's
The
the.
the worst one.
Oh, well.
It's the one that you remember how Oath's Moment used to have wound rerolls back in the beginning of the edition?
Hmm.
It gives you that on a single target once per game.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a very bad detachment. Because we don't have oaths anymore, it doesn't do anything. So we lost that. Um we did we lost that. And interestingly enough, we also lost Stern Guard veterans. And would you like to guess the other thing we lost?
I don't know. What's the other thing you lost?
It's really out of pocket. It is very unexpected. The Stern Guard kind of made sense because they have an Oath of Moment rule.
Hmm. Hmm.
We have lost the Land Raider Crusader.
Oh, but that's because you have your own special variant, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
So
assuming.
Stern Guard veterans and Land Raider Crusader are listed under the same section as the like gladiators, impulsor, and repulsors, which all have their
Hmm.
own unique versions or Black Templar versions, which they do specify in like one of the paragraphs that we will be getting, at least for sure, Stern Guard. But that's kind of thing. Like Stern Guard was kind of expected, right? Because its ability procs off Oath of Moment. So that one was expected, and we were kind of expecting Terminators as well, because theirs proc off it, but they're not mentioned. Though someone did mention, it kind of seems like that particular one got cut off because it doesn't have a period at the end, and it just says Stern Guard Veterans, or it just says Stern Guard Veteran. It doesn't say like the full datasheet name. So we're kind of wondering if we're actually going to get not unique, but like our own datasheet version of regular Terminators as well. So we'll have to wait and see on that one a little bit. But the Land Raider Crusader one is very interesting because it has no connection to Oath of Moment whatsoever. So we don't actually know what that one is about.
Well, because you said you have a special Black Templar version, right? That can have a Melta Pintle or something, some nonsense.
But that's the thing. So the Land Raider Crusader can have that, but that comes with the base kit. The reason why the other ones got it is because the Melta upgrade for them comes with our upgrade sprue. So that's why we get special ones, because we have a special ability to throw a Melta on it, because they don't normally come with one. But the Land Raider Crusader does. Same with the Redeemer. That's why both of mine have Melta on them, because they just come with it. So that one's interesting. I think that one is just a flavor pick. I don't know what they're going to do exactly, but in lore, the Land Raider Crusader was discovered by the Black Templars and put into action by them. So I think they were like, okay, well, that one is like one of the very few general Space Marine units that's actually connected to Black Templars. So we'll go ahead and give them their own version of it.
Which, okay, would make sense.
Yeah, so everyone's kind of curious what the difference is going to be. Like, is it going to have like an even better troop transport where you can do a full 20-man Crusader squad in it, which would be deeply hilarious and fascinating.
Yeah, because how many can the regular one carry?
I think 16. It has the highest carrying capacity of the Land Raiders. I know that. So I think the normal one is 12. I want to say the Redeemer is 14. And I think the Crusader is 16. So there's a distinct possibility they increase the transport capacity to let us drop off a full 20-man Crusader brick, which would be amazing and I would honestly love. I do think it's more likely that it ends up being like it just gets an extra ability besides Assault Ramp. Or maybe it just shoots better than other ones. I don't know. Generally we have no idea how that's actually going to work.
Well, guess we'll find out on Saturday.
At the latest. Hopefully we'll find out a little bit tomorrow, because I am genuinely curious and I want to know. But yeah, so that was probably the biggest surprise. Well, that and the Ancients attachment. Those were very big surprises as far as the reveals for that went, because I don't think either of those two things were expected.
Right.
All right, so next big thing is the Ancient Detachment, the Vindication Task Force. See, each time an attack targets an ancient unit from your army, if that unit is within range of one or more objective markers, the strength characteristic of that attack, and the strength characteristic of that attack is greater than the toughness characteristic of that unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So on objectives, they get Death Guard, kind of.
Okay.
Which I will admit, from a purely narrative perspective, is very visually interesting, because it's like the person planting the flag and being like, I will not be removed from this location.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do in Space Marine 2, so yeah, that makes sense.
It is literally the opening cinematic to Space Marine 2. Or not Space Marine 2. Dawn of War.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I do like it from a flavor perspective. It's weird. I think people were kind of expecting we were going to get more of a chaplain detachment, because that would make a lot of sense for us. But That part
Oh,
is interesting.
it's not too late to get a chaplain attachment.
I think we already kind of. I need to double check, but I think we kind of know what the third one is, and I don't know if it's necessarily chaplain focused, but we don't know yet. So there's a chance. There's still a chance on that one. And it says each time a Crusader squad unit from army makes a righteous zeal move, that unit can end its move as close as possible to the closest objective marker instead of closest possible to the closest enemy unit, which kind of answers that question. So that one, it lets you change up the Crusader squad rule where it's like, oh, I'm not going towards you. I'm taking that objective.
No, wait, stop.
You fools. So that one's kind of neat. That could come up pretty useful. Granted, Berserker move, for lack of a better term, is kind of risky in 10th edition just because 10th edition is fairly lethal most of the time. But, well, I mean, this detachment makes it a little less lethal, but the trade-off is you already have to be on the objective, so it kind of doesn't matter at that point if you can move closer to the objective. Now that I say that out loud, though, it does have the added benefit of you don't have to worry about them baiting you off the objective if you're running a Crusader squad.
Oh, true.
Because instead of having to move closer to the unit, you can just be like, nope, I'm staying right here.
How about no?
How about no? Love me some Austin Powers. Would love them to bring that character back like once a decade. I'm just saying. Whenever we get like a new Bond actor, just crack out Austin Powers for a weekend. Just one movie, not a trilogy, just one movie.
Just one. Just a single movie. Just a little.
Like,
hey guys.
Yeah, because that's like one every 8 years or so, if that. Yeah. So let's see. There's that. There is the stratagem I told you about, which lets the ancient stand back up on like a 4-up, I think, or he's come back. He comes back. But it does have a moderately interesting enhancement because you get a painting. You can get an enhancement onto an ancient, or I guess it's any Adeptus Stars model. It doesn't actually specify ancient, where it can give you a 5-up invul to the whole unit. So that's not bad. It's very, very survival focused attachment, which isn't a bad thing. I do think what you would do is probably throw on that enhancement, assuming there's no like feel no pain enhancement, which I feel is unlikely. Is you throw on that enhancement, and then you proceed to you put that enhancement on an ancient, put it on a big center objective, and say, "Go ahead, come and take it."
Make my day.
Though, thinking about it right now, you could also throw it on a Judiciary and kind of do the same thing, where it's like, all right, try and shoot me. I got a 5-up invul. Yeah, 5-up invul and 40 wounds. Go for it. And you want to charge me? I got fights first. So that one might have play. I think that one will be very interesting. And then finally it mentions, and would you like to guess the name of the vehicle detachment?
Righteous Treads.
No, it is even better.
Holy Throttle.
You're getting closer. It is called the Godhammer Assault Force. Which is a very metal name, and I love it. Most because that's exactly how I play Black Templars. But we don't actually know anything about it yet. Yeah. It's exactly I have been saying since World Eaters came out, man, if we just got gore tracks, I will be very happy. And this is essentially going to be gore tracks in some way, shape, or form. Of that, I am certain. Yeah, because all they say is that is for those who think that walking is too mundane for the Emperor's own angels and would rather hurl them up the battlefield, in the safety of an armored transport. Many of its rules have a little extra oomph if the target hopped out of a transport that turn. And if that doesn't make you see endless squadrons of land raiders to Scorpion Sword Brethren when you close your eyes, you need to indulge your imagination.
Hmm.
So that one
So
I'm
yeah,
very much looking forward to.
it's some kind of buff for getting out of the damn thing.
Yeah, it's some kind of transport focused one, which I mean, I'm okay with that. Ironically, in the picture they show with it, the Black Templars are fighting world eaters, which is I think is a little on the nose, but I also find it deeply hilarious.
Fair, fair.
Which is kind of interesting. So I feel like a lot of places have the a lot of people tend to think of the Black Templars as kind of a loyalist version of the Word Bearers, and I think that's
Well,
actually
you do listen to their book.
well. See, that's kind of the thing though, is it's really mostly superficially true because yeah, they do follow the religion that was ultimately set up by the Word Bearers. However, the Word Bearers are very much a bookish, stupidious, like studious legion, right? They're very like, here's us making our points.
Hmm.
And the Black Templars are very much not that. Instead, the Black Templars are more of a mirror of the World Eaters. And I think the Siege of Terra plays that out a lot more. Because Sigismund comes up against Karn a lot. And ultimately beats Karn's ass. Because the whole point is that Sigismund is also uses his rage. But he is like a cold, focused rage. As opposed to the World Eater's wild, hot rage.
Hmm.
So I think people often forget that really the Black Templars are closer to the World Eaters than they are to the Word Bearers.
Which fair.
Yeah. And I think GW is kind of leaning into that a bit more with this codex. Which I think is a fair enough way to do it. Because it's either really going to be, if you're going to do an army, a Space Marine army that's kind of the loyalist version of World Eaters, it's either going to be us or like Space Wolves.
What even is the Space Wolves army rule? I don't actually know that answer.
I I mean they don't have
I
an
think it's
actual like army rule, but they have
sagas.
well it depends on their detachment.
Well, let me look it up.
I know at least one of them I think still has sagas.
Let's see.
Also, hello to our viewers. We actually have 2 viewers now. Yay, go viewers.
Bonjour.
Buongiorno. Welcome to the shit show.
Spas Wolves. Space Wolvas.
I like how you did like a Latin accent and then proceeded to not do anything remotely close to Latin.
Yeah. Let's see. While this unit is within 6 inches of one or more friendly Space Wolves characters, excluding Wolfen models, or within 12 inches of one or more Wolf Priest models, if it is not battle shocked, add 1 to the OC of infantry, and add 3 to the OC of vehicles. And then each detachment has its own saga.
Okay.
So, okay. So yeah, they just take objectives better. Which I'm not sure if super on theme, but I don't know enough to say one way or another.
I guess you could kind of play it up as like they're much more intimidating. Which I think would probably be on brand, but I
Yeah,
think, like I said, there's a lot of Space Marine chapters that are like, we are the melee chapter. And there's really only so much you can do to differentiate those.
especially when the things like initiative and whatnot don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Initiative and weapon skill and all that, or at least comparative weapon skills.
Yeah. Well, it's like, how do you, if, I mean, even with that, it's like, you can only do so much to differentiate the Blood Angels from the Space Wolves. Because if your base argument is they do better in melee, there's only so many ways you can actually show that. And it's
Hmm.
like, well, I don't want to, like, if the Blood Angels have +1 to strength on the charge, I don't want to give that to Space Wolves. Now I'm taking away from Blood Angels' uniqueness. And it's like, well, you can make
Because
the
what?
argument that either of them could have that.
Because let's see. I'm curious because I have access to the 7th edition rules, the last edition that had all that. Let's see what Space Wolves
Last
thing
big
was.
edition that had all that. Last
Well, yeah.
mainline edition.
Oh gosh, how do I read a 7th edition codex again?
Why would you do that to yourself?
Let's see.
Did you even really play in 7th edition?
No, I played at the beginning of 7th, but that was the one that kind of killed 40k for me. Let's
Fair,
see.
fair, fair.
Uh, Okay, roll a d6 for each unit in this detachment, adding +2 to the results if they're a troop and they're joined by an independent character from this detachment. On a 6-up, that unit gains outflank. In addition, at the start of each of your turns after the first, you may select one unit from this detachment that is in reserves. That unit automatically passes the reserves roll. So they'll come in from like the sides and just start surrounding you.
That's kind of cool, and that's kind of thematic for. Who was that you said? That Space
Oh,
Wolves?
that was Space Wolves.
That's kind of
And
thematic for Space Wolves,
then
I'd say.
let's see. And then there was a different like
So that's very
uh
Viking Raider
detachments.
outmaneuvering you thing going on.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's also part of the problem is that like outside like Blood Angels and Dark Angels have kind of had their character set for a pretty long while now. But like Space
Hmm.
Wolves and Black Templars, they've kind of gone back and forth on. Also doesn't help that they de facto got rid of the only arguably ranged focus Divergent chapter.
Oh, it looks like they also all have this special rule called acute senses, which does what does that do? Contains at least 1 mile of the special rule from okay. Oh, okay. So acute senses gives them a reroll because before when you outflanked, it was kind of random which board edge you'd show up from.
Yeah,
So they had a special rule that lets you re-roll it if you didn't like the result. So yeah, it seemed like they're all about outflanking and coming in from the sides and giving you a bad day from every angle, like wolves, which that makes sense.
yeah, just like surrounding you rather than the pure like speedy movements of the Blood Angels.
Yeah.
I like that. That's pretty thematic for them, I would argue.
And then let's see.
Oop, getting a bit slow there.
And then all the Blood Angels, they have Furious Charge, so they get +1 strength on the charge.
Yeah, they've
Okay,
had that one for a
makes
little bit. They still had that in ninth, I think.
yeah. Let's
The
see
Pattern
what
Knight thing.
else. What's another melee one?
Uh, Dark Angels are kind of mixed, but they have some very melee focused units.
Oh,
They've
here we
always
go.
had
Here's the other
that.
one. What is White Scars? What is White Scars shtick?
Bikes.
I
What are
mean, like
those?
special rule shtick.
Surprised theirs isn't some kind of outflank one. Actually, that would make sense.
Let's see. They have the skilled rider special rule and add 1 to their strength when. Okay, so it used to be for things like bikes and jetpacks. They get something called Hammer of Wrath, which they do an additional attack with just their strength. Um, and they get +1 to that strength if it's from a bike. They also bikes used to have something called a jink, so it's moving so fast like hard to hit. So it's like a cover save that they inherently have. So they got +1 for that save.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, they also had hit and run. So That's pretty nice.
Hit and run is pretty nice.
That's pretty nice.
I liked it in second edition Heresy.
I'm assuming it's in third edition Heresy. I don't actually know that answer.
Or the problem with Heresy third edition is that it's just different enough that's like I don't actually know for sure. I can't say like safely if I don't know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you ask
Oh,
Sean about a rule.
yeah. He's like, well, I'm going to give you one of the versions this has had in the past 20 years, but
I know
you'll
for a
get an
fact
answer.
at the beginning of Horus Heresy second edition, there were a couple times where I asked him a rule, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it definitely works like this, because that's how it used to work in older editions." And I check it, and I'm like, "That's not how it works in Heresy, though."
Yeah,
Horus
yeah,
Heresy
he has the
2.0 is like,
curse.
well, it doesn't help. Horus Heresy is the one where they like, or 2.0 is where they actually started changing the rules more for Horus Heresy. So
Yeah,
they actually
instead
kind of
of
make them
just
more
like
unique.
copy paste seventh.
Yeah, it's much more akin to D&D 3.5 than D&D 3.0, if that makes sense.
Makes enough sense. So I will be right back.
Fine, leave me. Be right back,
Yeah,
sir.
that's what I'm doing. Okay, be right back.
Right, bye. All right, everybody's got their red on. All right, actually, real quick, while he does that, I'm going to run and grab my drink. I will be right back. I have returned. Set that aside for now. Grab snake bite leather. I'm pretty sure that's what I used. Yeah, I should probably go ahead and turn on some music. So I keep forgetting to do that. Some nice royalty-free music. Yeah, love to see it. All right, we got some music. Change it then.
All right, we back. Hello? Hello? My God, he has forsaken us. Oh, okay. No, he's still there. He's still there. He's just ignoring me now, chat. He's just locked in, as they say. You can tell by the way it is that he's locked in. This is Brendan in his natural habitat, which is locked in, painting his little demon puppy, doing demon puppy things. You know, as one does, as one does. It is looking nice. Not that he'll listen to me, because he's ignoring me right now, chat. Which is very rude of him, as I said. As I said. But chat, I hope you're all having a lovely evening, joining us painting tonight. What are y'all working on, for those of you who have joined us? My other real question is, I wonder how long it's going to take him to notice that I'm just chatting here with him while he talks. Well, while he paints, he's not talking. I'm also realizing how long it takes to paint non-contrast paint. Also, I will say that contrast paints have been a complete
Hey, welcome.
game changer. You done ignoring me? Nope, I don't think he's done ignoring me, chat.
Yeah, welcome to the weekly hobby stream here on Neuro-Heretical Wargaming. So go ahead, crack open some paint, your preferred drink of choice, and sit on down, chill out. It is me and Scott tonight. If you like the music, let me know. If you don't like the music, let me know so I can change it up. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit though. Turn it back up there and probably turn it down a little bit here. It's a little loud for me.
Our royalty-free music, if you will. Alright, chat, I do have an update. I can hear him in the chat that we're using to communicate. However, he cannot hear me. Because we're professionals here at Neuro-Heretical Wargaming. Really exemplifying the stupidity being a feature that really adds to the flavor of this channel. I think the real funny thing is that I can hear myself in the YouTube video. He can't hear me.
Don't think it'll pick up on the mic, but it is there.
Yeah, no, he's just locked in. He's locked in. Maybe he's just jamming. He's playing jams. Just ignoring me with his jams. I mean, that's what I do to my coworkers. For those of you at home who may or may not be coworkers of mine, We may or may not put in some headphones and just jam out while trying to get things done. Because I don't know about you guys, but I usually need some form of music in order to help me focus, which may just be the ADHD talking, but who knows these days? So we'll say, not as exciting when neither of us are talking to each other, because he isn't ignoring me. Hold on. I got a plan, chat. Just hold on. We're about to brigade our own channel. Okay. Let's see if he answers that.
God, are you talking?
I've been talking the whole time.
Oh,
I've been
that's right.
talking
You're
for at
muted.
least 10
I can't hear you.
minutes. I'm not muted.
Why can I not hear you?
Yeah, I've been talking for at least 10 minutes now. Trying to get your attention. One day. He's figuring it out, chat. The plan of brigading ourselves has been
Scott, is
successful.
your sure your mic isn't muted?
No, it's not, because I can hear myself on the live stream.
Okay, well you just popped back in. I don't know. I didn't do anything. I 100% have no idea what just happened. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
I've been able to hear you the whole time, and you've just been ignoring me.
I couldn't hear you. I don't know why.
I don't know. I mean, chat could hear me. Well, I mean, I could hear myself on the YouTube video.
You are chat. What are you talking?
Well, yeah, it's because I pinged it, kept pinging you. It's like, well, there's only one solution. I gotta brigade our own channel to get Brendan to stop ignoring me.
I want to try. Is it because I had the music on? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. Is it?
Is. That is a fascinating interaction.
Oh, where? Huh.
Okay, I don't know why that's doing that.
Well, how are you actually listening to the audio? Are you listening to the audio through OBS?
I don't think so. It shouldn't be.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got nothing. That definitely hasn't happened before, so that's new.
It's a new feature. New feature. Go hand in hand with the stupidity.
Indeed. Well, I'm not gonna worry
Mm-hmm.
about that. How are you doing, Scat?
Oh, I'm doing all right now that I'm no longer being ignored. I'm learning. Not learning. I'm re-remembering how much of a pain it is to assembly line paint things using traditional paints.
Mm, very true. Very true.
So we're just trying to get these guys painted both quickly and nice enoughly. I mean, they're metal sculpts, right? They're hella old. I'm not too concerned if I'm not trying to win any prize with these, but I want them to look good enough.
We like to represent the channel as best we can.
Yeah, yeah. being a good steward of the channel.
All hail the channel. The channel. The greater good.
The greater good.
Which, side note, I have heard the newest Tau book, Elemental Council or whatever, is really good.
Is that the one with? I don't actually know what it's about. I think I can place the cover in my head.
Yeah, that really ugly cover.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's the one.
Oh,
Believe
well.
it or not, Scott, that would be the one.
Is the audiobook going to seem vaguely racist?
You mean with accents?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. GW is a mixed bag in that regard.
Because, the Farsight novels weren't as bad about it, but Damocles was real bad about it.
I do think they have been making the effort, because I know they straight up changed the voice actor on the 30K White Scars novel to where it was an actual British Asian actor. So make of that what you will.
Okay, so they're trying. That's what we like to see.
Really, that's all you can do, for being honest. Just try. You don't gotta be perfect. You just gotta try. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know on that front, but I've heard it's really good. To the surprise of many, based on the cover alone.
Mhm. Right, right. Do we even know what it's actually about aside from the Tau?
I can tell you I don't know, I think it's a lot of like politicking. I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I haven't read it. So, but like I said, I've heard good things. If I wasn't currently working my way through actual crap ton of garden novels, I might add it to my thing. Though I think the Votan book is probably slightly higher on my list.
Oh, they have a book?
Yeah, they got one like late last year, early this year, I think.
Oh, you may want to check your levels. Apparently, I'm coming in really loud and you're coming in real quiet,
Give me a second.
which I just confirmed.
People could say that in chat. I mean, my mic's all the way up. I can't make it any louder, but I can turn you down. Oh, you're all the way up. That would be why.
That
Go ahead
would
and
be
say
why.
something there, Scott. Yeah, keep talking.
Hello,
Keep
it is
talking.
I. It's Scott. Just here, being
All right.
progressively less loud.
Keep
Yeah, so
going. Keep
you do
going.
that and then change the audio gains on the OBS. You have yourself a solution there.
Yeah, I
A good
brushed down.
fix.
You're more in the yellow now, or
Okay,
you're actually
that's
more in
good.
the low yellow.
Okay, that's good. They do call me Mellow Yellow, so
Do they? I thought they called you
no,
fish.
no. Well, it depends, really, right? We've gone through many names. We've gone through as many nicknames as we have jobs, and we already know that that list is oddly long.
Oddly long for a man who primarily works in tech.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's you gotta work your way through college somehow, and my feet ain't that pretty.
I feel like that's an entirely fixable problem.
A mani petty only does so much, my boy.
It still feels like a fixable problem.
Supposed to fix my feet?
Yeah,
How am I supposed to fix my feet?
I don't know. Be creative.
I can't. I was too busy working.
Engineer better feet.
I'm not that kind of engineer. I'm not a foot engineer.
Pray tell, what kind of engineer that would be under?
Biomedical?
Isn't that just a surgeon? At some point, that's just a surgeon.
No, because they make like prosthetics. Like a biomedical engineer makes like prosthetics and stuff, or like artificial hearts and stuff like that.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
Fun
they
fact:
would do
there is
prosthetics.
actually a group in the town in which we live that does that.
Hmm.
I used to live
That
over there a couple times a week.
tracks.
You go in and they'd have like fake hips, like in cases. It was fascinating.
Man, I wonder how much that sucks for going through like airport security.
I feel like it has to be a process every time, right?
It's like, no, no, the vaguely gun-shaped thing you're seeing is actually just my metal hip.
Well, I mean, like if you're going through like the standy thing, it shouldn't even pop up,
Maybe? I don't know.
right? I'm pretty sure because that only like picks up stuff that's. I'm pretty sure at least that it can basically look through clothes, but it can't like look through skin because it's looking for shapes, not for uh, materials, for lack of a better term,
Hmm,
from my understanding.
maybe, I don't know. I haven't worked TSA.
Been a while since I've seen
There-
anything on it.
There's another job field I haven't done is security.
I'll be honest with you, don't recommend it.
Yeah, s- sound like it sounds like that would be a bad time.
Though actually, I do know a couple guys that work in civilian side security, and it's not that bad. Might look into that actually, but
I have a friend of mine did security to work their way through college, so
it's not a bad job.
no, it's not a bad gig. It's just
Let's see what
I don't know.
I
I
got. A
feel,
couple things.
who do we feel has to deal with shittier people? Uh, security or like customer facing like retail.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, you're
Or
not gonna
sorry, go
because
ahead.
like having worked customer facing retail, it isn't always that bad.
But sometimes it is.
It is sometimes, but it's also very seasonal because it really tends to be during like the holidays that just bring out the worst in people.
Especially Black Friday.
Actually, no. Black Friday's very mellow now. Black Friday barely
Uh,
exists in stores anymore.
well, I worked one of the last, well, one of the later Black Fridays, I suppose, but it was scary. People literally pulled shelves down.
I mean, like, I don't know.
Luckily, I was in the back, so not my problem. But it was bad. It was scary.
I I worked 3 Black Fridays on the floor at GameStop, and they got progressively better every year.
Yeah, because I did Black. Also, I'm being told to up the. Can you up the master on who's it what's it's on OBS instead of the individuals?
I don't know where that is.
If you go to OBS, we learning today, folks. Hold on, let me bring up OBS. Oh gosh, to remind me later. Cancel. Should be the audio mixer.
Okay.
Okay. Um, or so how do you have it set up? Do you have like separate feeds or?
Yeah, because I have my mic and then I have you running through a different one.
Okay. Okay. You could probably just bring up both of us then.
I cannot bring myself up any higher.
It's weird because you sound super quiet on this, but I can hear you, but you sound loud and clear on Discord.
Hmm. I
Hmm.
have no idea. I mean, it's showing me really high. Like I'm in the mid upper yellow. Like,
What decibels is it showing?
uh, like when I'm talking.
Yeah, because it should say it just shows a number, doesn't it? Or I forget. No, it doesn't. Or
Well, it
yeah,
shows
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
range. Well, I mean, it's like highest is around -10. I'd say it's probably, but closer to -15.
Hmm.
Wow. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do. But anyway, as we were saying, your
I
girlfriend brings up a good
don't
point.
know.
You are dealing with people like at very, very different points. Like, because
Right.
working security, which security I worked was overseas, so it's very different. But I can also tell you from my EMT experience, you deal with a lot more meth heads.
Well, that
And
yeah, that might depend on the retail. I have many a story of my brother chasing people down, even though he was a manager at a clothing store, and I'm like, why are you doing this again? But I don't know.
I mean that I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
But also it was true religion, so it's depends on the store, right? We wouldn't have that issue at like a Prada, if you will.
That's what I mean. It's like security is going to deal with like people trying to steal shit instead of people just being assholes.
Hmm.
And both things are very well connected. Both things are well connected, but they're not necessarily always the same. I need to use a lot more red on this guy. I'm gonna stop for a second and go back. Exactly. Like you can run into people in retail, but like you're not running into those kind of people as often. Because like in my EMT training, one of the things we have to go over is there's the unofficial rule when you're using Narcan, which is you administer it and then you like step back because they rarely come out of the high happy.
Yep, I have heard that I've heard that rumor. Where is? It's like, oh, you just saved my life. Well, fuck. I was having a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time.
It's a mix of that and like they spent good money to get there. So thank you. This is Flesh Terriers Red. Your boyfriend is also using Flesh Terriers Red.
Hi, we're being flesh buddies.
Don't say that. Don't.
We're being flesh buddies.
You're gonna get us demonetized.
We're not even monetized. They can't demonetize us.
You can't take away that which we never had. How dare you? I am starting to think I should have painted this model in sub assemblies. I'm gonna be
Well,
very honest.
yeah, well, you know.
Not doing sub assemblies may have been a mistake. A deep and biting mistake.
We all make mistakes, Brendan. It's okay.
To
It's
quote
okay.
the
I
Grinch,
forgive you.
that's what these tests are for.
which the Grinch movie that's oddly applicable to a lot of things.
The live action Grinch movie will never die. They can make new ones as often as they want, but it will forever have a special heart. Jim Carrey was just too perfect a casting to not leave a lasting impression.
It
Also,
was
side
the
note,
role he was born for. I just wish my parents didn't have such a vehement hate for Jim Carrey.
oh, you too have parents that have a weird hate for a notable comedian of our time.
It's like, why Jim Carrey? It's like, oh, he plays the same role every time. It's like, well, there's a lot of actors that do that.
It's called a character. Or no, what's the term for it? It's called typecasting. That's what it is.
Yes. I don't see such hate for Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I see a lot of hate for Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I'll be honest with you.
I mean for my parents.
Oh. Which, side note, I just learned that The Rock plays or has a role in that 70s show where he literally plays his father.
Huh.
Because, fun fact, his father was actually pretty well known in professional wrestling, which is part of how The Rock got his break. And so he plays his dad in the 70s, and he's like, I hope someday I can have a kid that can do this too.
Does it count as a break if it's just kind of handed to you?
Yeah, because that's how most breaks happen, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, mind you, like, it's to be somewhat fair to him. Breaking into something like the WWE and professional wrestling is by no means a guarantor of having a long and fruitful career.
I guess.
He did manage to move it into an actual successful acting career, which pretty much only exists but of him and John Cena. They're basically the only two to actually pull that off. Now, mind you, old Macho Man Randy Savage has an iconic role in Spider-Man will always have an iconic role in Spider-Man. But
Would you say that he's ready?
did you say that the bone saw is ready?
Bonesaw is ready.
Also, side note, I need to send you that video from YouTube of the
That
intelligent sword that is the bone saw. It's
that is like the worst. That's like the worst version of Nightblood.
Yeah, I need to send you that.
I feel like the Sanderson networks would have a much different tone if every time somebody picked up Nightblood, they'd be like, Nightblood is ready to destroy evil. It's like, okay.
I'm not saying you can tell that Sanderson grew up playing Baldur's Gate, but like, it's there.
That's fair. That's fair.
Let me see if I can pull this up without muting you again.
Without ignoring me.
The bones. I need to watch that.
The Bonesaw?
I'm just going to do this now because I keep meaning to do so and actively forgetting to do so. Where are you, Scat?
Because you hate me.
I mean, true, but
I knew it.
I knew it.
It was only a matter of time until it came out. Something was coming out on this channel, and surprisingly, it's not me.
Yet. It's never too early, Scott.
It's not too late. It's never too late.
Whatever, shut up.
As a wise singer once said, I don't actually remember what song that is, but...
Honestly, I thought you might go with the Gandalf quote, but you tried.
Oh no, I was going... Is that Daughtry? It's not too late. It's never too late.
Hey, Scott, I saw your messages in the chat.
Oh, it's about damn time. Sitting here for a solid 10 minutes trying to get your attention
I had no idea.
because you were ignoring me.
Well, the last thing I heard was, I'll be back. And I went and got a drink, and I came back, and I didn't hear you. And I was like, well, I'll go and start some music. It's kind of awkwardly quiet. And
And
then
I was just sitting there in the background chatting.
I didn't know what you were doing. You could have been dying on the toilet for all I knew.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
Hey, you are never too young to pull an Elvis.
I did have a jelly donut this morning.
There you go.
Just had to put a burger on it, I suppose. And last time I had one of those, it just sat like a rock in my stomach. That was a mistake. I think that marked me having a burger with a donut bun and then regretting it stomach wise was probably when I realized that I'm no longer a teenager anymore.
Fair.
It's formative.
You have that moment where you're like, I am getting older. And there's not a damn thing I can do about it.
I can't just down pizzones all day. Though I think. Oh, hold on. Does Pizza Hut still sell the pizzone?
Scott, when do you think the last time I was ever even went to a Pizza Hut was?
I don't know, man. I don't know if they have you do market research.
There are actively better pizza places. I'm just gonna say it. Like, I have never
Yeah.
enjoyed Pizza Hut pizza. The
Yeah,
only time I would eat. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't remember the last time I've had Pizza Hut, but growing up was before like Domino's had its big turnaround, and definitely in the boonies where I'm from, Pizza Hut was like the only uh like fast cheap pizza option. Also, they had the hooked on books thing where you could read books and you get like a little pizza from it.
I guess that's true.
I
I
got through a
remember when I
lot of
actually didn't
series of
have
unfortunate events for pizzas.
it. Series of Unfortunate Events is a fascinating like touchstone for our generation. I feel like no one ever talks about. But I remember it being hugely popular in school.
Yeah, and then actually the TV show with Neil Patrick Harris, it was actually really good.
And also a movie with Jim Carrey.
Also, yep, my parents also hated that too because I had Jim Carrey. Which he did a pretty good job as Count Olaf, but I definitely think Neil Patrick Harris knocked it out of the park with the Netflix series.
I've never seen it, but I was also
It's
never like hugely hooked on the books either. So
That's fair. I feel like it's fairly formative for me and my sense of something.
honestly, it would track. It makes sense.
I try to make sense sometimes. Whether or not I'm successful, who knows?
No, I've seen you try to write a technical document. I know. I am well aware.
I'm sorry I didn't include to turn on the freaking camera.
I know to turn on the camera, Scott. I just didn't know that the obvious button in front was not the right button. If there's two buttons that are equally obvious, you have to specify which one. Also, why does it have two buttons?
Because one button is for power and settings and one button is for selecting.
I don't like that.
It is the bare minimum of buttons that it can have and still have a selectable and programmable menu.
I don't like it. I'll be honest with you, Scott. I don't
Shame.
like it.
Shame.
Yes, the pup cam is working. We have a pup.
Who is currently donating.
Yeah, she does that. She doesn't do it as much as like Augie does. Augie can like full on tuck his face into his crotch. It's actually kind of impressive.
I every teenage boy's dream, I guess. But
Teenage dream indeed.
Augie's, Augie's living his best life.
Like Arya has never been that flexible. Like what she's doing now is basically what she can do.
But she's oh so cute at it as she does that.
I know, she's adorable. I kind of want to
Yep.
do a because what inspired this is a guy that actively like streams with his dog, and he has like a raised dog bed. So the dog's at like
Oh,
the
that's
same level of
cute.
him. Yeah, so the dog's at the same level of him, and then he has a separate camera where the dog like he'll set up like treats for the dog, and the dog just like chill and eat them. So I might look at
Oh, that's
doing
cute.
that
That's cute.
going forward, but
I know a buddy of mine does some streaming, and he has the cam on his dog.
if it's totes adorbs, it goes in or it works. Not sure I like this gray on there, but good enough. Adds at least another color. So even if every time I look at it, I keep seeing like Deadpool. Which it will never tickle me pink to remember. It'll never not tickle me pink to remember that Deadpool is in fact on Disney Plus.
I have not watched Deadpool in a hot minute. Maybe I need a Deadpool rewatch.
I think it's always a good time for a Deadpool rewatch.
It's always a good time for a Deadpool rewatch. Age-old saying. Goes back to the Middle Ages.
The nice thing about Deadpool is really all three of the movies are pretty self-contained for what they are, even as sequels,
Yeah,
which is pretty
yeah,
impressive.
I don't think one really affects the other that much. Like, you don't really need knowledge from one.
I mean, like his girlfriend comes up a lot more in the third one. Like that kind of helps, but I can't remember if she's even in the second one.
Oh, is she? She's gotta be, right?
She's definitely not important to the plot. I mean, even the third one, she's not like important to the plot, but she's like part of it. But yeah, I don't even know if she's in the second one. I can't even remember. But it is a testament to that movie, the fact that I can't even remember if she's in it, but it doesn't matter. Like it's still a good movie regardless. Because most movies, if it was like, hey, this was a very important plot point in the first movie, and you're just like not even acknowledging it, it would be like abundantly obvious. But to Deadpool's credit, it's not even obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So Scott, what
Yes.
was your first miniatures game?
Oh, that is a good question. I think I'm fairly certain that it was Heroescape. I'm debating if it was either Heroescape or the little like collectible pirate ship game that came in like little blind card packs.
I love that people like know of that game. That's another thing. It's like is that one's actually a very weirdly cultural touchstone, at least for us, because like I didn't know anyone that played that. I tried to get my friends into it, but I don't think I ever actually could, or at the very least, I never got them into actually playing a game.
Maybe that since my parents still have all my old ships, maybe I should have just told. Maybe that's what I should have had them bring because they are currently road tripping out to visit.
Huh. Well, yeah, that would have been neat. We
It would
could
have
have
been
played
neat.
that for Side Quest Saturday.
Also, might be difficult to see because they're very small.
It's fine. You
It's
have a very negative attitude on small games.
I'm just saying, it's from a cinematographic.
Don't you dare
True.
be practical with me. I'm here for a
Somebody's got to
good
be.
time, not a long time. I do like, but yeah, yeah, the little pirate ship game. I don't know why that was so. Because like me, you, and John all had it. I don't know if
Yeah,
any of us ever actually played a game of it, but we all had it.
yeah, and I think that's where I got the addiction for little blind booster packs. So yeah, magic is dangerous.
Yeah, we see by that point I was already playing Yu-Gi-Oh, so I was already kind of set in that
That's
regard.
fair. That's fair. I have a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Uh, I don't think I ever actually learned how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. No, I think I actually learned how to play Yu-Gi-Oh with my younger brother.
I mean, it's
It
baby's
was
first Magic. If you played Magic, you can mostly handle it.
well, I didn't play Magic until 2 months ago. I'm gonna be honest. Three
I mean,
months ago,
fair.
maybe. Um,
And it's basically Magic without the like energy or whatever it's called,
mana.
mana.
hmm hmm Um, but yeah, I think the one I never learned how to play was Pokemon. I had Pokemon cards, but just never learned how to play.
Not super
I
hard
never
from what I
never
remember, but it's
learned
been a
how
while.
to catch them all.
Actually, side note, just today we had a new Pokemon Direct, so we got to see. They talked about some of the stuff they're going to be doing.
Oh.
Specifically, they kind of the thing that was most interesting. So they talked about like the new game that's coming out, and it was kind of like, this isn't a whole lot of new information. Um, but the most interesting thing is that so they announced uh, earlier this year for Pokemon Day, I think back in like March or whatever. They announced that they were going to do a competitive battling like game, but it was going to be on Switch, but it's also going to be on. Uh, it's also going to be on your phone, and it's going to be cross compatible.
Oh, well, that's neat.
Yeah, so you can just like hop on, and it's got a lot of easy features to basically build Pokemon statistically the way you want to. I'm sure that'll be mixed in with all kinds of good fun in-app purchases, but price you pay for a free game. But yeah, so that looks kind of neat. So if you don't want to play any of the like story stuff, you can just hop on and get your battles in, which can get surprisingly in depth.
Yeah, you've been mentioning that.
Yeah, so that was kind of neat. Actually, getting to see that, and it's bringing back a lot of like fan favorite mechanics that haven't been in the games recently. Okay, first I was a little unsure about this gray, but it's starting to grow on me. It looks good on their head crests, even if it does vaguely resemble the Deadpool scheme. Oh,
Well, you
speaking of Marvel
know.
movies, actually, the Fantastic Four movie comes out this weekend.
Oh, I see. How does that
Uh,
make you feel?
I kind of want to see it. I've heard good things. I like what's his face?
Daddy.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah, Magic Dad. Or I guess Dad, two magical children.
Nerd Dad at this
Or
point,
Dad.
considering he's in multiple sci-fi and fantasy series at this point.
Or he protects a magical child.
Funnily enough, potential future storyline for Fantastic Four.
Hmm. They knew who the cast.
It's called future proofing. Pedro Pascal, that's his name.
Yeah, Daddy.
Yeah, I've been hearing pretty good things about it actually. I do think it's probably going to be able to break the Fantastic Four curse.
Of them being terrible movies.
Yep, of the best Fantastic Four movie being The Incredibles.
Oh, yeah, no, I guess that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Because they have almost the exact same powers. They have very similar powers. Very. And Fantastic Four is usually focused on a family dynamic, which I mean, The Incredibles, obviously.
Right. But does Pedro Pascal have? Is Pedro Pascal Mr. Fantastic?
Yes.
Do his hips not lie?
We don't know yet, but probably not. Have they ever been? Have you ever been lied to before?
Well, I mean, Mrs. Fantastic or Mrs. Incredible has big Pixar mom energy.
Really, if you think about it, that's where it started.
Probably, yeah. That tracks. That tracks. Like, man, why is this selling so well? Well, we just have to keep making characters that look like this, I guess. So
And it's very important we do a scene that she looks at herself closely in a mirror.
I don't know why it's selling so well, but I'll be damned.
I don't know why, but the dads seem to love it. And a very particular subset of women. Weird.
And the Disney adult population increased tenfold.
Between that and Road to El Dorado. Many a
And
futures were made.
I do not even. Road to El Dorado's DreamWorks, ain't it?
I mean, it is, but it clearly has a type.
Well, okay, but I was talking about Disney adults over here.
I'm just saying.
Well, I don't even remember. I do not really remember how Road to El Dorado goes at all. I
It's a
think
pretty
I
straight. It's not.
watched it. I'm assuming it's not like doing anything super what's the good word?
Unique.
Advanced as far as storytelling goes.
I mean, like for the time, because Road to El Dorado came out towards the end of like the Disney Renaissance with their animated movies, where they moved over to digital. So I mean, it
Mhm.
did kind of have the whole like the bad guys are kind of the main characters thing going on, by kid standards at least, because they're very much
Mhm.
not good people. I wouldn't call them anti-heroes necessarily, but that's kind of where they're at. They're kind of kid-friendly anti-heroes, but
They're kind of scumbags.
yeah. And it's very different compared to like, because the obvious Disney comparison would be like uh, Pocahontas.
Fair.
And I guess I will give it that. Like, it didn't focus on, because it has a lot of obvious Pocahontas parallel where it's like, okay, well, this is like set during a colonization, so you have like the greedy dudes that are coming over, and you have but it doesn't really focus on that. Like that's more just kind of dressing.
Mhm.
I'm not even sure the conquistadors actually play a role in the movie besides getting them to El Dorado. I don't think they
Which,
ever actually
historically
find.
speaking, I'm assuming they played a bit of a role in that situation.
Well, I mean, El Dorado didn't actually exist. It was a mythical,
Right, but
or presumably didn't exist.
right.
There's some debate on whether some cities might have actually been that, but
But I
anyway,
more just mean with Central America in general
yeah.
and native populations there.
I do think Road El Dorado is probably plays it a little more sensitively than like Pocahontas does, because Pocahontas completely changes the history to tell its own story.
I couldn't tell you because I don't remember the last time I've watched that either.
But let's put it this way: in the real history, Pocahontas was a literal child.
Correct. The Museum of the American Indian, the Smithsonian for about Native Americans, has a very good section about that. Also, just good museum in general if you find yourself in DC. And it's always like not super crowded because it has the misfortune of being literally right next to the Air and Space Museum. So people will just get sidetracked and go to the Air and Space Museum instead.
Well, I
Which
think it's
also just
also
makes it it's pretty easy to walk through without having to like fight over people.
I think we can also say that unfortunately it would probably not be very busy regardless of where it was placed.
Well, the
It is not
placement
a
doesn't help.
popular history. I would argue the placement probably does help, because it probably at least forces people to see it.
Mm.
Because if it was somewhere where it wasn't next to anything notable, it would probably get even less foot traffic, which is unfortunate.
Because it is a very good museum. Also, probably has the best cafeteria out of all the Smithsonian's, I will say.
Ooh, you had me at
You get
cafeteria.
like you can get whole ass like smoked salmon in there and everything. It's like, oh shit, alright, alright.
I will say, if you happen to find yourself in Oklahoma for some reason, the Cherokee and Choctaw Heritage Museums are both supposed to be really really good. I think I don't know about the Choctaw one. I probably should, because that's the one where I actually have family connections to. Um, the I think the Cherokee one has like an entire exhibit on like the Cherokee language, which I've heard is very very cool.
Okay. Well, that sounds neat.
Yeah, I've heard both are really really good. And I know there's some monuments in Oklahoma City that are pretty sick too. They have a mix of the land running with them too, so you have a bit of a mixed bag, but the land run at least being partially reconsidered.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm almost done with the gold.
Do what?
I'm almost done with the gold.
Why do you do this to yourself, Scott?
Um, because
Reasons.
reasons. Though actually, going back to a previous question, I don't think you answered. What was your first miniature game?
Um, I am fairly certain it was HeroClix.
Or did you get like? Because I know they made a couple like IP partnerships. Do you remember which one it was?
It was Marvel. I remember it was Marvel. I think it
Okay.
was one of their
Okay.
first ones. I think it was very early on in HeroClix's history. I remember it was Marvel specifically because I remember because the way it worked is you had the base and it had a little click on it. So every time they took
Yeah.
damage, it would click to like a different profile. Essentially, is what it was.
Yeah.
Um, the Hulk, his strength profile got stronger the more like wounds he took.
Which tracks?
Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense. And incidentally, that also led me into kind of getting into miniature war games for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Because speaking of IP crossover, they did a HeroClix, or HeroClix did a crossover with BattleTech, and that was like a full miniature war game.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of weird. I never actually got to play the game, but I remember like buying like the mechs, and it had like the big mechs all the way down to like infantry and everything. And I remember buying the mechs, and the thing was, it had like a blind bag system. Like you
Hmm.
had a box, but you didn't necessarily know what was in the box.
Okay. Okay.
Which, like, if you play miniature war games, which I'm assuming most of our watchers have, Kind of makes it hard to build an army when you don't know what you're getting most of the time.
Yeah, it does.
I know, like,
But
I
that
think a
does
lot.
also result in like a secondhand market. So like what you see with Magic.
True, true, true. But so I do remember that. I remember because what happened was what happened. How I got into both of these was there was a group at a local store or local like rental place that or like multimedia store, but they mostly did like rentals, but they also had like books and music called Hastings, and they did a weekly like I think it started as a weekly Pokemon thing, but then turned into a Yu-Gi-Oh thing like every Sunday. And there was always a
Hmm.
group there that'd be like, "Oh, we're playing HeroClix," and I'd be like, "What's that?" And they'd be like, "Check it out." And then so it began.
And the rest was history. Now you're the co-owner of a Warhammer channel. So how do you feel that? How do you feel young Brennan would feel about this progression?
I don't know. I do know. Uh, Ironically, the first time I ever tried to play Warhammer, I basically got told no
Oh,
because I had heard
what?
about it a lot. So around like this had to have been I don't even know if I was still in high school or not. I either still in high school, like junior, senior, or I just graduated. I think I might have still been in, like as a senior. And my friend and I were like, I really wanted to try it. I've been a fan of the IP for a few years, but I really wanted to try it. So I talked a friend of mine to going to like the only store nearby that had it that was like on the opposite side of town. And we were like, yeah, we want to try because I had found online they had like a like test game you could play. I think it was back when it was like Dark Angels and CSM maybe, but I don't know that for sure. It was like one of the
Okay.
starter boxes. And so we drove all the way down there. We're like, we want to try this. And they're like, small problem. The only guy that knows how to play it is not here.
Oh,
So we were like, well, crap. So we're like, well, we're both nerds. We can look around and stuff anyway since we're here. So we ended up finding like an old, like, what are they called? The little like cardboard counters, like an old war game called Blitzkrieg that had like those cardboard counters, and we just like bought that and played
okay.
that instead
All right. All
on like
right.
a map, which I ended up winning because my friend had like found ways to create like the doom stacks. So it was like going through and killing all my units, but it's based on like how much the board you controlled at the end, essentially. So like he was
Right.
killing a bunch of them, and then I just like para dropped a crap ton of stuff behind him, and I took a bunch of the cities at the end, and it's like, well, you win by like 2 points. And I was like, hell yeah.
Victory.
Another flawless victory for the Imperium. All right, these guys are actually getting to be mostly done. But yeah, that was my first attempt to play 40K, and I would not play 40K for another like God, almost like probably 7 or 8 years, depending on when it was exactly.
Because I forget, was it here that you got into 40K or?
It was. It was in 2020. It was right after the Indominus box came out for ninth edition. So it was right after at some
Mhm.
point
Mhm.
after ninth edition dropped. Because one of the stores up here happened to still have it. So a friend and I split it. And then like the Space Marine and Necron codexes came out like a month later. And yeah, that was how I got into 40K.
Mhm. Mhm.
It was really a long time coming, all things considered.
Right. It was only a matter of time at that point. It was
Yeah.
fate. It was destiny.
I don't know, like I said, I remember in high school, probably my freshman year, sitting in our like school library and going through on Lexicanum the list of Space Marine chapters. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. I remember doing that, and I remember going to like the Warhammer website and like going through all the stuff that was available. And be like, man, I really want to play these guys. I'm like, damn, that's expensive.
Damn. Why is a box of infantry $35? Which, in retrospect, doesn't seem like a lot nowadays.
I wonder what the difference would be inflation wise, though.
I don't know. I could check once I paint on this last guy. Because that would have been like what? 20 years? No way, 20 years ago. At least like.
Close, because my freshman
Oh
year was
God.
2009. My freshman year was 2009. That was 16 years ago. I know. I tell you this, Scott. We're getting old.
Hmm. Well, that's sad.
It's only sad if you let it be.
That's sad. Okay, well we'll say 20 years. So 2005, $35. Calculate. Okay, so it'd be about $60. So $57. So yeah, they're about the same price.
Yeah, there's a little bit of extra non-inflation increase in there, but I do think people need to keep that in mind sometimes, especially when they look at like the really old stuff from like the very early 2000s or like even back into the 80s. Where it's like, oh wow, look how cheap it was. It's like, okay, but one, that's in pounds, so that's worth more in actual dollars. Let's be clear here. And two, like it's inflation is a bitch. Ain't no two ways about it. Oh wow, it's already 10 o'clock.
Yes, it is. And I'm only just finishing the gold.
I'm about done with these models, to be 100% honest with you.
Nice.
I might throw some skeleton horde on some of the skeletons on here. I don't feel like actually painting the. They have like rocks and stuff, but until I actually get more of my basing material, I'm not in a huge rush to worry about that.
Your rocks and stuff.
Thank you.
Take that.
Oh, Arya, so cute. I kind of want to get like a little like light to put above her, so it's just like changing light colors. I think that'd be really cute. I guess I
That would
should
be
do their.
cute. Little
Yeah,
little disco pup.
yeah.
Have a little.
What's that song, Scott?
That's not Darude Sandstorm, is it?
I think it is.
Oh,
That's why
alright,
I
so
was
good.
gonna say it is, so I assume it is. I hope it is.
Though I will say on uh Sunday, Jonathan was humming a tune. It's like, why are you humming Daft Punk? It's like, is that what that is? Like, yeah, that's Daft Punk, bud. It's Daft Punk. Not that we mind. I like Daft Punk. I think they're fun. I think they're cool.
They're
They're also
neat.
deaf, but
What
they're deaf. They're deaf now.
are they really?
Yeah, they retired because they pretty much just can't hear anything anymore.
You think the helmets would help?
Nope. Apparently, the helmets just acting like a sound trap,
I guess
is
that's
what I read.
fair. They probably were not designed to serve as soundproofing.
Yeah. Speaking of musicians, Ozzy Osbourne died today.
Yeah, I saw that. Which really, it's more surprising he made it this long.
Also fair. He did say he did want to die on stage on his last show, which was a couple weeks ago, so that didn't exactly happen, but
Got close.
got close.
My friend did say they probably don't need to embalm him. He probably done pickled himself.
That's a good way to put it. A good way to put it.
He has actually been sober for like over a decade, though, or he was
Oh,
sober for over a decade at the end. I
yeah.
should say.
Well, I mean, good on him.
Yeah,
But yeah,
apparently he
he's
got.
definitely had a pretty good run, especially for. I think he had a better run than anyone would expect him to have.
Yeah, like I said, the real surprising part is he made it this long. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can say that he died tragically young before his time.
It was like, damn, he was still kicking.
What's that line in the Epic Rap Battle history. It's the one with Stan Lee versus oh god, the guy who made the Muppets. Who was that?
Jim Henson.
Jim Henson. There's a line in it. This is back when Stan Lee was still alive, but it was like most of the internet thought you died like 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that fits
That's
still.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Tough but fair. Tough but fair. Probably do their tongues. That really bright orange. Should I do a bright orange or yellow?
For the tongues?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better for like a pink or something?
I don't
Like
have a
fleshy
pink. Also, they're
Okay.
demons. I wouldn't.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I have Vulpus if you want to borrow that, but
Nah.
if you're just
I
trying
want
to
to do
get things done, then I don't know. Well,
yeah,
what are the
orange.
options again? Orange? Is it a dark orange or a light orange?
So it's either going to be Magma Droth Flame orange or Imperial Fist yellow.
You could do both. You could do like a base of yellow, and then at the tip, it could be like that orange, so it looks like it's on fire.
If the tongues were bigger, I would probably do something like that. But also you'd probably want to do you'd want to do a base coat of yellow and then do orange down the bottom because fire gets more yellow blue the hotter it gets.
Well, regardless, same difference. Like,
I think I'm gonna do yellow and see how I feel. Go from there.
okay, okay, you can pivot from there. Pivot.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause the other thing is that it's just really, really small. Also, yellow, if I mess up, won't show up as much on the dark minis, I think, and the more dark parts of the mini. Plus, it adds a really bright, like, uh, piece of interest right in front of the mini.
Fair.
I was also kind of debating doing purple because I think that would be a cheeky little reference to Slanesh.
Okay, no, that'd be fair. That'd be a cute little touch. Add. Use whatever verb you want or noun.
Yeah, be a funny little guy.
He's a funny little guy, you know. He's just trying to be just a little guy. Just a little guy.
Just a little guy. You know who else is a little guy? Us. Notice us, or Death is ridiculous. Please
Please.
lift
Not
us from this
sponsored, but
obscurity. We sure would like to be.
sponsored by another YouTube channel. That'd be kind of funny.
That would be kind of funny. Maybe the exact kind of funny that Bricky would love. Actually, I say that he does run a bunch of merch stores for a bunch of channels. So I'm pretty sure he runs. Was it Orcanate? Pretty sure he just straight up runs that. It's part of why he's on Warhammer so much. All right. I think it's time for some shades. And I think I'm almost done with these guys.
The real Slim Shade.
Nope, not dignifying it.
Oh.
Question is, I have these two Agraxes. Which is the good one?
Like is one dried up or something?
Well, I'm pretty sure one is before they changed the formula.
Ah.
Maybe I threw that one away. Maybe these two are the same. They have the same like front on them. But I noticed because I used a different one. I used one of them when I was doing my tanks for my Imperial Guard. And if next time you see both the tanks, you can see that one is much grimier in finish, even though they're both Agrax Earthshade.
Hmm.
And I believe that's from the formula change.
Okay. Fair. Makes enough sense.
Makes sense to me, Scoob.
Oh, geez, Scoob.
I don't know if I'd watch the Rick and Morty Scooby Doo crossover. I would consider it.
Um, I
I'm not
consider
sure I
it.
would
I
watch it.
would consider it. Is Rick and Morty relevant anymore?
They're still making new seasons.
That doesn't answer my question.
I don't know. I stopped watching it back in like 2020. I mean, someone's watching it, obviously,
Hmm.
but I know it still gets referenced a lot. I think it's kind of locked in its spot in nerd culture. I don't think it'll ever truly go away. I'm curious to see if it will. Because I feel like one of the more direct comparisons for Rick and Morty is probably Futurama. It's got that kind of, adult sci-fi rude humor thing going on.
Right.
So I'm curious to see if it's going to have the same lasting impact that Futurama obviously has. Really, what I ought to have done is I should have dry brushed around this little like metal gold stamp they always have in their hide to make it look more like irritated skin around it, but I didn't feel like doing that. I could always go back and do it, but I'm not going to right now. I might try that on the other 5 dogs I have. All right. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing the colors. I do gotta say, I really think Flesh Terror's Red is genuinely one of my favorite of the contrast paints.
It is a nice red. Um, yeah, I do like it better than the other one.
Blood Angels Red, I
What's it
think.
called? Blood Angels Red. Yeah, that one's a little bit lighter.
I do
Has
like
its
how,
uses, but
yeah, I feel like Flesh Tear's Red also goes really good over. You can even do a dark prime with it. And just do like a Zenithal, and it goes over pretty good.
yeah,
That's why I
that's
did
what
it
I'm
for
doing.
my.
Yeah, that's what I've done. That's what I'm doing with my dudes too.
Yeah, because that's what I did with my Furnace Marines, and I like how they turned out. Which reminds me, I should have done that. Well, John was walking me through his scheme last week. Whoops.
Yeah.
Because
I will say, it is getting late. When were you planning on wrapping up? It
well, to
is
be
a
honest with
school.
you, well, I mean, I don't have to work, so like I'm not in a big rush or anything. But I was basically putting the shade on these guys, and I was going to ask you how late you wanted to go. To this point, I'm
Oh,
kind of done.
well, I think I'm kind of done too because it is late and I got work tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't got to work till tomorrow night, so I'm big chilling. Um, got to send an email out after this. So yeah, if you're about done, I'm about done. Arya is way
Yeah,
past done.
yeah.
So
Oh, are you? But yeah, I think I'm done.
she is sleepy sleep, some might say. All right, well, we should probably do some housekeeping real quick for anyone that might watch this. Um, we have Saturday. We're doing the Horse Heresy Learn to Play 3.0 game. Correct.
Yep, it'll be Sean and I duking it out at a low points, but going through step by step, with the new rules to see what's changed and everything, and helping everybody else learn too.
Okay. Um, do you know what armies you guys are playing yet? I mean, obviously you're gonna
I'll
play Alpha Legion, I assume.
Yep. Don't have the rules for militia yet, so I'll play Alpha Legion. I need to confirm what Sean's playing.
Yeah. I mean, he'll either play Iron Warriors or White Scars. So Should be a
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
easy pick. All right, and then on Sunday we have our usual Sunday stream. Bird and I, we will be playing.
Something.
I'm pretty sure Admech and Guard, but don't quote me on that. That's what I intend. I intend to bring Guard. I don't know what Bird is going to bring. I'm hoping Admech because I really don't want to play Grey Knights. Space Marines
But we'll
might be
figure it out.
okay. Yep.
We'll figure it out with the drop dead date of tomorrow.
Yep. So be on the lookout for both of those. Otherwise, we will be here same time again next week. Probably. Bit weird, but we'll figure it out. Actually, I think I have my schedule up, so I should double tap and see exactly when. But so be on the lookout for another hobby stream. We're here every week, painting minis. Tomorrow I will be posting the poll for next hobby stream. So if you want to say in what we're going to paint, please be sure to vote in that, because a lot of you keep voting after the hobby stream. Like, I think the one before this got 31 votes.
There's no way to close the poll?
There really isn't. Not that I've been able to tell. I've tried. I have actively tried.
Huh. That's weird.
I don't think YouTube expects literally anyone to use the community features, which is a fascinating thing to, why include them. But yeah, so that'll be where we're at for the next week. We hope to see you around. Scott, do you have any last words?
Waterloo.
Famous last words. Waterloo. Great place to stay.
Yep. And it's fun to say. Not as fun as Sheboygan, but still pretty fun.
All right, on that note.
But no, join the Discord. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate it. Doesn't cost you a dang thing. And that should be everything.
All right. Also, don't be afraid to check out our affiliates below if you like War Games Atlantic. It helps the channel. Anyway, I think with that, well, let's give you a big old wave and say goodbye. We will see you all next week or this weekend. Something like that. Bye.